In 1720, the British economy was suddenly plunged into an abyss. It was the faint promise of the South Seas that drove countless individuals to ruin. In just a few months, stock prices soared eightfold, only to plummet by nearly 90%. Tens of thousands, from aristocrats to commoners, lost their fortunes. But in reality, this failure stemmed from structural causes that continue to repeat in modern times. It was a tragedy woven from human greed and collective psychology. What exactly was the South Sea Bubble? In this video, we will unravel why a fictitious success led to ruin, what key elements were overlooked, and what lessons it holds for today. Now, let's delve into the full scope of that collapse. This main feature also explores in detail the impact this event had on modern economies. In 1711, the South Sea Company was established to absorb the immense debt of the British government. In return, it received exclusive trading rights with South America. Particularly anticipated was the Asiento Contract, the slave trade to Spanish colonies. This was touted to generate enormous profits, fueling the dreams of investors. Britain at the time was plagued by debt, and the South Sea Company's assumption of government bonds was welcomed as a major undertaking to rescue national finances. Its strong ties with the government bolstered the South Sea Company's credibility, leading the royal family, nobility, and influential members of parliament to eagerly purchase its stock. The South Sea Company became a symbol of a nationwide investment boom. Everyone was captivated by the dreamlike promises, as if guaranteed future wealth. Non-existent trading privileges, government backing, and shrewd propaganda powerfully fueled the initial rise in stock prices. The innovative mechanism of converting government bonds into company shares offered investors a new option, and stock prices steadily climbed. Stories of successful investors spread through the media, and the fear of missing out, buy now or be left behind, permeated among common folk. In early 1720, the South Sea Company's stock price surged in just a few months, its value swelling at an astonishing pace. The stock, valued far beyond its real worth, attracted further investment, and the frenzy seemed to self-propagate. Government officials also rode this boom, exploiting information to pursue their own gains. Their involvement further overheated the market. Up to this point, everything seemed to be going smoothly. Everyone believed they were getting rich, and the future appeared undeniably bright. However, this euphoria was completely detached from the real economy. Trading privileges were barely exercised, and the company's revenues remained meager. Furthermore, clearly fraudulent bubble companies, like one purporting to make cheese from air, emerged one after another, fueling the speculative fever. The South Sea Company itself began resorting to illicit loans, stock buybacks, and the dissemination of false information to maintain its share price. The government viewed the proliferation of bubble companies as a problem and began to crack down on them. However, this regulation ironically exacerbated the situation. Behind the dream everyone believed would last forever, a countdown to collapse had quietly begun. But here, a pitfall no one noticed lay open. Influential figures in the royal family and parliament, as shareholders of the South Sea Company, attempted to conceal the worsening situation to protect their own interests. A collective psychology of everyone else is buying, so it must be safe, enveloped the entire market, paralyzing rational judgment. Those who had already invested significant sums fell into the sunk cost fallacy, fearing to admit losses and continuing to invest further. Information distortion was also severe. Only success stories were publicized, while critical opinions were ridiculed as missed opportunities. The Bubble Act, enacted by the government, aimed to suppress bubble companies other than the South Sea Company, but it led to an ironic outcome. By eliminating other speculative ventures, investment capital converged on the seemingly safer South Sea Company. The stock price surged into even greater madness. Government and royal involvement, groupthink, sunk costs, and an ironic law fueled this unstoppable frenzy. However, the baseless stock prices could not be sustained for long. In August 1720, As the crackdown on bubble companies intensified, doubt spread throughout the market. The South Sea Company's fraudulent stock manipulation began to surface, and investors' anxiety reached its peak. The frenzy had already passed its zenith. In September 1720, a flood of selling finally began, and stock prices plummeted. The market, in a state of panic, became uncontrollable. Within days, stock prices crashed back to their original levels. Many wealthy individuals, nobles, and ordinary citizens lost their entire fortunes overnight. It became a nationwide economic crisis, and South Sea Company directors and government officials held responsible were imprisoned and disgraced. This event was etched into history as humanity's first major bubble collapse, demonstrating the perils of baseless speculation. The South Sea Bubble provides us with universal lessons: the fragility of collective psychology, the dangers of information manipulation, and the importance of proper regulation. Even as eras change, the bubble mechanism, woven from human greed and blind faith, repeatedly emerges. It's a warning relevant to modern markets. The South Sea Bubble was the result of fictitious success leading to ruin, where everyone overlooked selfish desires and collective psychology. That frenzy could not be stopped, exposing humanity's inherent weaknesses and the folly of history repeating itself. Those who understand this failure will undoubtedly make different, more informed decisions during economic fluctuations than those who do not. Remember this history as wisdom to learn from past mistakes and avert future crises. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and like. We release a new history of failure every day.
この失敗は歴史のほんの1ページ。世界にはまだ語られていない失敗が数多くあります。失敗の歴史をチャンネル登録して次の物語もぜひご覧ください。